So I'm assuming that means there's a job, because like why else would he waste his time? But he also said might have a job, so I don't know. But either way, I'm going in tomorrow. I'm considering it an interview. Like that's the mentality I'm going in with, just
I
to make
would.
sure I don't fuck it up. But if that doesn't work, worst case scenario, I have this shitty camp job, and I'm doing a lot of event work, just like overhire stuff. I have like 7 things in the next week or so, and they pay pretty fucking well.
That's good. That's
It's
pretty good.
anywhere it's anywhere between 20 and 30 an hour, depending on when it is. And they all have a minimum of 5 hours pay, so I make at least $100 a call, which is nice. But that's my life.
That's yeah, dude. There you go.
Yeah, so it's fine. I'm just trying to. I'm freelancing in the warehouse still. I turned down the full-time job there because I literally am not getting paid enough, like to live. Not even like as like a pride thing.
Right.
But I'm still freelancing there like 1 to 3 days a week, depending on what other jobs I have. So,
Gotcha. I mean,
how's
sounds like
camera
you're.
division?
Yeah, dude. It's it's not terrible. Division was crazy, and this is slightly better for sure. Um, I'm a lot happier, but yeah. And the funny thing is, Ivan's been getting in a lot of trouble.
Actually, that's hilarious. What has he done?
He's just like made mistakes and not fessed up or owned up to it. Like there was some crazy bullshit that happened today, and I was like, no, I did. I gave it to him. I gave him both of these things, and they're like, where the freak is everything? And I found one of the bodies in an unmarked bag that was kind of like tucked away. And I was like, oh, you
Hmm.
gotta be shitting me. And I'm like, it wasn't me because I never take off this side handle. So, like, when I go to put
Right.
stuff away, I always keep it together. So someone obviously opened it up and, so I was like,
But
I didn't do
yeah.
this. Yeah, this is not my doing. And I already gave you my spiel about, you know. So it was weird, for sure. It was really weird, actually. Um, but yeah. I don't know,
Well, I'm glad it's solid though, despite everybody leaving. I don't know if Mike's come in yet, but
dude.
he's going fucking crazy apparently, just not doing
Yeah.
anything.
Well, he's on set with James today.
Yeah, dude, what were they shooting? Do you know? He
I
sent me
have
a
no idea.
Snapchat.
I have no idea.
I don't know if that was like an actual, is it like a paid job or like just for friends? I had no idea.
It's probably friends, I would say, right? I don't know. I don't
I
know.
would guess, but good on them if it's paid.
Yeah,
But,
for sure. I miss him like a lot. It's actually really weird.
text him. He fucking lives there. Like,
I
I'm sure
know.
you can meet up with him. He's the one person you can actually meet up with.
It's true. I can meet up with you,
Yeah,
kinda.
you could fly to Boston. You could fly.
Oh man.
You can meet up with Pat at that point too. I don't know about Kylie. She's not in Boston, but
I mean, she'll be coming our way, you know.
yeah, I think in September at this point. I think she went back
Yeah.
to the original plan.
Sweet.
But
Very excited.
uh,
But yeah, it seems like this stream is stable now. I'm just checking my thumbnails. Yeah.
sick. All right,
Yeah,
let's
dude.
talk about some Walking Dead if it's good.
Yeah, let's do this. We don't currently have anybody, but I just want to talk about it with you. But yeah, so I guess for people that join this stream, whenever they join it, the way it's gonna work is Eric and I are just gonna talk about season 3, Walking Dead: A New Frontier. We're probably gonna go over the latest episode since that's fresh in our minds, and then we'll just talk about that episode, and maybe we'll backtrack to the earlier ones and kind of evaluate the season as a whole. And if anybody has any like comments or anybody wants to talk about a character or wants our input on something, like we'll totally do that.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Season 5, you were texting me. I was at work, and you're like getting all like, "Oh shit, oh shit." I'm like, what could he possibly be like talking about? So I was like, I raced home. I'm not gonna lie, I raced home just so I could play this episode. But yeah, what did you think of episode 5? What did you think of the finale to this season?
All right, well, first thing, and like, I want to put this out there because it's important for literally everything I have to say about this season.
Yeah.
which is, and just for those of you who may be listening, I am a huge fan of the first season of this game.
Yeah.
I thought the second season was pretty good, and I was very excited for the third one.
Yeah.
I think the biggest flaw in this entire season is having David there as a character.
Right.
So I just want to get that out there now, because that will absolutely tie into everything else I have to say.
That's totally fair. Yeah.
With that in place, I thought the finale was fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it was. I thought it was really unremarkable, to be honest, for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And like it was definitely trying. I felt like it was trying to kind of hone back to like the season 1 finale, and that the structure of it was very similar. You know, there's some like big disaster going on in the beginning. This one was, you know, more like affecting the city instead of just personal, but there was still like a disaster to start it. And then it ended with you and your group of people, whoever was still alive and didn't hate you, traveling across the city.
Yeah.
And to have, you know, like a final confrontation that at one point has you walking through a bunch of walkers. And like I didn't hate that. I liked the throwback to it, but my thing is just like nothing in the plot really like grabbed me. I wasn't huge into the whole plot of like, oh no, like the town is being destroyed. 'Cause, like I didn't really care about the town.
I totally was there with you, because it was like, well, we got to this town and we only interacted with like 3 people and they all sucked, and it was like I just didn't. It wasn't like fleshed out enough to the point where I was like, I really want to save these people, but literally on stream I was like, well, I'm gonna go save these people, and I kind of am kicking myself in the ass for doing that, because a lot of people were like, you should have gone to save Gabe, and I'm like, I should have, because that actually would have been more poignant and interesting, I'm sure. But
well, I did you watch the other endings?
No, I didn't. But a lot of people on stream were already like, that's the second bad ending. I'm like, what the really? So like I don't know anything about the other stuff.
Okay, so I watched the other ones. We could talk about this in a minute. Then I'll clue you in on like what goes down.
Yeah. I'm curious to hear the rest of it. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought like it wasn't a bad episode though. I thought it was definitely better than 3 and 4 were as wholes. I don't know if there's any one moment in this one that stood out, but as a whole, I liked it more. But it just continued a lot of the issues that I had with the rest of the season so far.
Right.
Which is that like Gabe, I think, is an annoying character.
I don't know, man. I don't really know about that one.
My problem with Gabe, and like I cut him some like, you know, a good amount of slack, because like I know he's a kid, and that's his whole thing. It's like, well, he's just a kid, like he doesn't know any better,
right?
And that's fine. But he made a couple of decisions that really ruined it for me. And like I know you didn't kill Conrad in episode 1, I did. And there's a situation in episode 4 where when you're talking to Tripp and Eleanor in the in whatever house you guys are in. He just decides to like blurt out that you killed Conrad in front of everybody, and it just causes so many problems. And like that to me was like the tipping point, because it was like, I know that you're just like a kid, but like in what world would that seem like a good thing to do?
Yeah.
And then like his constant back and forth on like, no, I'm gonna be with Javi, no, I'm gonna be with David, which I did understand.
He's a fucking
That's the thing, like
kid,
I understood it. I super understood like why he was so back and forth, and it didn't bother me at all until last night in episode 5, when like by the point of Gabe going, I'm going to go with David, which part of me was like, I get it, it's his dad. The rest of me was like, you literally have watched him murder like 6 people in the last 2 hours. Like, you know he's a lunatic, and he's assaulted you twice.
It's hard to justify it when you obviously like when you put it like that, and like I get it, but there are people out there with these like very similar, like they would, if they were in that position, they would go with their dad, you know, like that's just how it is though. And I kind of I get it, but like it doesn't, I guess. I'm not saying it's like the best storytelling or like the best way to like explore a character. I'm just like it will work to further things along, was what it is.
All right, no, that's fair. And like, I didn't think he was the worst. I think he is part of a larger problem with the season, which is that like a lot of the characters are just pretty like unremarkable.
Well, we'll definitely we'll talk about the characters later on, but in terms of like the rest of that episode, what else, like, in particular did you not really like, or what did you like? Because I can think of a few sequences that pissed the shit out of me. If you don't mind, I could just talk about one in particular. First of all, who did you save, or like who died? Was it Ava or was it Trip?
I lost
died?
Ava.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I elected to kill Trip because at the time of that decision happening, Trip wanted nothing more than to just fucking end me. So I was like, there's no reason for me to keep him around. I like Trip, but I can't. So I ended up with Ava. Who did you have?
I had Ava.
Sorry, I ended up with you did have Ava. Okay, so we had the opposite characters then.
But it doesn't matter because the way she fucking dies is the stupidest thing, and it was like such a cheap way.
Wait, is it the bridge thing?
Yeah, it's the fucking bridge thing. No, that is not acceptable. Literally, I was like, oh, cool, she's gonna hang out, and then like the walker just like pushes her, or like she falls with the walker, and I'm like, that was the cheapest way to write out that character. It's like, oh, just have her fucking die. It's like, no, I saved you for, well, I mean, you were saved for a reason. It's like you have 2 lines of dialogue and you just die anyway. I don't feel anything because of the fact that like that was how I felt this episode. Was I didn't feel much. The only really impactful moment for me was when it was David and Javi, and David is like found out that, you know, you and Kate are a thing. You know, that's what happened on my end, was that I confessed that Kate and I are in love, and then David proceeds to beat the shit out of me, but you know, and then it harkens back to like, you have to keep your promise to your pa that you, like, you know, you'll be a good brother. I love that sequence, dude, where I just kept saying, I love you, brother, and I was like, this is actually great. And if there was more stuff like this in the most recent episode, I really would have dug it a bit more, I feel like. But that scene alone was enough to like really push me to the end there. Like, I don't know, that was just my opinion of that, but that sequence alone was just great. I was like grinning and like sad and like happy because it was making me feel a lot of different things all at once.
No, I totally understand. I did the same thing in that sequence, although I did it more out of I'm just trying to not piss off Kate than I don't want to beat him up mentality.
Really? Is that just because you didn't like David as a... I
didn't like David at that point, and like just role playing, my first instinct would have been like, no, I'm going to go back at you with this. But then I kind of thought about it for a second, you know, not that I had much time to decide, but I thought about it. I was like, no, like, I don't want to be a dick. Like, I got Kate and stuff. We're good.
Right.
So I did the I love you thing too, and that was a good sequence. Right. The most emotional sequence for me in the entire episode was the opening.
Absolutely.
I thought they handled that cold open really well. I mean, I have another problem with it, but that'll come later. But like, I started this episode, and like, I really did have the thought of like, I can't imagine this episode actually affecting me in any way, because just like, I didn't have the connection that I did with like the first or second seasons, or like Life is Strange as another example in the genre, where like going into the finale, I was like, I know I'm gonna be like ruined somehow.
I really want to play Life is Strange, man. I'm so excited.
It's free next month, so it's time.
I'm gonna stream that for you. Yeah.
But yeah, this one I went into it and I was like, I'm not expecting much. And then the first 10 minutes, like, my eyes were kind of tearing up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that scene was really well done.
Yeah, it was a good
but nothing after that. Like, that really was like the one moment where I was like, oh man. And then like the episode started. Other sequences that I liked, because I did like parts of the episode. The bit at the end with Clem was great. It was super fan servicey.
Oh, yeah.
When you're like cutting her hair.
Yeah.
And they played. I texted you about this. Like, they played very briefly that song from season 1.
I didn't even pick up on that. What is this?
Oh man, dude, that song. It's the one that plays like when Leah's dying. Like,
you're
they
right.
play it just for a couple notes, and it hit me, and I was like, and then like I kind of got upset, and then I was like, no, you're not playing these games with me, game. Like, I'm not getting upset because of what's happening now. I'm getting upset because of what happened 3 years ago. But regardless, like that, they use that, and then like the cutting the hair thing, and like Clem has clearly grown up. I really, really liked that scene. I thought that was awesome.
No, that's awesome, dude.
we're definitely getting more Clementine. Apparently, I don't know about
Oh,
Javi.
serious?
But yeah, no, like that sequence was great to me. Um,
Novaya? Oh, Noviana. Did I say that right? Sorry, dude.
Naviana? What?
Noviana. I'm trying to get this person's name right. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. I'm trying to think what other sequence. So let me pull up the trophy list. Hang on. This is the.
Yeah, no, that helps. That actually
Speaking of
helps.
this is a side note, but like the first 4 episodes of this game for me were like pretty technically sound. This crashed
No.
twice.
Yo, that's what I meant to. That's what I meant to tell you.
So mad.
No, Eric. So listen, I like normally like for every single Telltale game I've ever played, I have at least 1 to 2 crashes per episode of a season. You know? This game, it did not crash once.
Are you kidding me?
I streamed the whole thing continuously, no crashes, and I kept bringing.
Let me lay it on you where this game crashed for me. You ready?
Okay, go ahead.
So the first time this game crashes is right after David shoots that one dude, or right after he like breaks that girl's arm, and then like goes over and shoots the guy, and then like his son Gabe like charges at him.
Yeah.
And it literally crashed mid-charge.
He broke your game,
I was
dude.
like, it happened, and I sat here and out loud went, "You've got to be fucking kidding me!" And then it crashed, and I was like, I can't have lost that much progress.
And you did.
That chapter ends 30 seconds later. It put me back to right when they enter the building. I was livid. Damn. So then the second time this shit happened to me was right as I had Trip alive and not Ava, but the helicopter thing is the same. And it was when it cut to him on the other side, and he was like, "I'll be fine," and then the game crashed again.
Dude, Gabe is breaking your game. It's just like...
He might be. I was so angry, though, because, like, both of them happened at, like, pretty notable moments. And, like, man... I guess I didn't have any issues with the other 4 episodes.
Which is weird, because I've always had issues with them. I had 2 hard crashes per each episode except for this one.
Like, I might have had one in episode 1 now that I think about it, but that was really it. The last couple I haven't had any problems with at all.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But
no,
I think... what else did you like about this episode? Because I think I'm out of standout sequences.
No, that's literally, you've hit on all the things that I liked in this season. This episode, I should say. We'll talk about the season later, but this episode, I don't know, man. I just kind of, like, when it was over, I was like, oh, okay. Like, it just kind of ended. And it wasn't, like, a bad thing. It was just, like, I enjoyed my time with it, with the whole season, with this episode. But, I don't know, like, compared to, like, the ending of season 2, especially the end of season 1, for fuck's sake, like, this just was not, this was just not anywhere. And it didn't have to be, because just, like, I guess the way it was setting things up, but just, I don't know, I wanted a bit more. And I guess that's just, like, the selfish side of me, and, like, being, like, a big fan of, like, Telltale stuff, and, like, Tales from the Borderlands had a great ending, and, like, the other Walking Deads had a great ending, Wolf Among Us had a great ending. I guess I've been, like, spoiled with, like, these great endings from the studio, and, like, I don't know, man, like, I could just say, like, the whole I love you brother sequence where, David and Javi are, like, fighting, like, that just really stood out to me, and I really enjoyed it. But then when you have moments where, like, fucking Ava or Trip gets, like, knocked off of a bridge and just kind of happens, it's like, okay, well, you can go fuck yourself, because that's not cool.
Maybe they're gonna go full Kenny with that. We didn't see them die.
That's what I said in the stream. I was like, guys, she's not dead because we didn't see it happen, and then just it all ends. And then the other thing was that at the end when it's showing, like, the deaths of people and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They're not listed as dead, are they?
No. Well, no. The best one was Joan had a question mark, and I was like, holy shit, I completely forgot.
Which is bullshit, by the way. That's a whole...
No, I got really mad. I was like, holy fuck, this is a character who sucks, and just nothing, like, happens to her. Like, there's just no resolution with that. Like, I just got really mad.
Halfway through the episode, I realized she wasn't there, and I was like, I didn't want to see a lot of Joan in this episode because she's a shitty villain. But, like, I would have liked to have seen some Joan in this episode.
Something.
Like, just because she's a shitty villain doesn't mean we don't need one at all. Like, I would have been fine if her entire like appearance was her getting into a truck and leaving, because at least I would have been like, okay, cool. We have an idea of what happened.
No, exactly. But we didn't get any of that. We didn't get anything. Our imagination.
But like there's no way she's in Richmond because everybody else is just happily living in Richmond, which by the way is also bullshit. But
dude,
it's just
fuck, I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna take a minute if you're okay with it and just go over like all of my petty complaints with this episode.
No, this is what people are here for, man. I'm actually gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to my choices just so I can recollect as well.
Let me do the same. Actually, I'll pull mine up. But okay, this is a really petty complaint, but it bothered me consistently.
Yeah, go ahead.
So literally 40% of this season, right? Like two of the 5 episodes, Kate couldn't move.
Right. No,
like,
she was like
she gets shot. She's in a bed for 2 episodes.
Yeah,
This game completely forgot about her abdominal gunshot wound because she did not give a fuck. The entire last episode. Better? This whole season, Greg, this whole season has happened over the course of like days.
Oh,
this hasn't been like
when she like jumped on the fucking helicopter propeller, like she was fine.
Like, are you kidding me? Like I know, like,
no,
you know, it's fictional.
No, this is amazing.
But like, there's a certain point where it's like, no.
Okay.
Like, I don't believe this.
I don't know, man. Like, okay, is that what this is all
she
about?
Was well, no, like, I have other things, but like, this one only bothered me, by the way, because the game made such a big deal about how injured she was, and then was just like, no, she's fine, and it was like, no, she's not. Anyway, that was just like a small offhand complaint. One of my bigger issues with the ending specifically, and I guess the entirety of the episode, is that like I did like Kate kind of feeling guilty, although even that was kind of dumb because she only crashed the truck because somebody who lived there threw a Molotov at it.
Right. And then, but she was still like, you know,
Yeah, she was shaken up and she was like, this is my responsibility, and I was like, that's cool. I dig that. That's some character growth. Even if she shows up to help save the town, right? The fact that the entire town then welcomes them with open arms is there's no way. Because the whole town was there when they were at the execution. And they know that like even if you know, Eleanor and Javi and Kate aren't bad people, they are 100% being associated with David. And there's no way that every townsmember would be like, you guys are fine, because everybody also blames Kate and Javi for letting the walkers in the first place.
I mean, anytime you're associated with fucking David, you're just screwed immediately. So.
Exactly. So it just came across as a lot of like, oh, the ending would be nice if this happened, and they're right, but like it didn't really make any sense.
I know. I don't know, man. I did like this season as a whole, don't get me wrong. I just feel like last night's episode just kind of was like, you know, it ended it, you know.
See, I really only liked the first 2 episodes. Like, I didn't hate the other 3. Like, I'm gonna be, you know, I have my complaints with them. I didn't hate them. I still enjoyed them. I wasn't like, man, this sucks. But like, the first 2 episodes I thought were great, and that goes back to my thing with David. Which, just quick note with the David thing, part of my issue with David as a character, and specifically with the fact that we are meant to really have a moral dilemma with, like, you know, Javi dealing with his brother, right? Like, that was the whole season, was about trying to reconcile that. We never once... In the present day, it makes sense why we would never see them, like, on good terms. Like, that makes a lot of sense. But the season, every episode opened with a flashback to them prior to it, and even in those, we never ever see them as friendly or on good terms.
Yeah.
So that made it really difficult to care about the relationship because it didn't come off to me as like, oh, these guys used to be really close and like look what the situation has done to them. It was like, oh no, David's always been kind of an asshole and Javi's always been kind of unreliable. why would that change now? Like, there's nothing to tell me that like that would even work. Like, if I really wanted to make amends with David, um, and I
Right.
just felt like that was a missed opportunity, especially in stuff where like in the cold open to this episode with their dad, which was again a great
It's a
sequence.
great sequence.
It was
Undeniably
a
a great
great
sequence.
sequence, but like, why have that as yet another argument between David and Javi instead of taking it as a single moment to just let them bond as brothers?
Right.
Because that would have made the ending so much more impactful if it's like, no, like they really did like each other at one point, and I just never got that.
I mean, all right. So we pretty much talked about episode 5. I mean, like I just fucking don't I can't think of anything else from that episode, you know?
Well, it wasn't a long episode either. Like, it was like an hour and 15 minutes long.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
actually
like
my
there what
stream was like it's like an hour and 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, like there aren't that many scenes to pick out. Like, I don't think we're forgetting anything because not much happened. Like, I mean, Jesus showed up as a Deus Ex Machina. Um, like, cool. I don't watch the show anymore, and I don't read the comics, so Jesus doesn't mean
Yeah,
much to me.
the show is just they need to get rid of that show. That's just too much at
That's
this
a whole
point. Like
nother
this is
thing.
another discussion and
Um,
it's yeah.
yeah, I don't want to get into that, but
No, no,
the
no.
the point is like I don't really have any past experience with Jesus. I thought he was fine as a character. I
Yeah, it
didn't
was
think he
totally good.
needed to show up again at the ending here. Him riding on a horse with a sword was great.
Badass armor.
I didn't know if I liked it genuinely or kind of like this is really dumb, but it's great
No,
sort
it
of
was I
way.
thought it was like pretty dumb. But I enjoyed
I
every
think
minute of
that's
it.
where I was at, but yeah,
Yeah.
like it was entertaining.
Yeah.
Um, but like that's really it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
think actually.
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, 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 go ahead. I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
Well, I was gonna say, I think like part of the problem that we've, a lot of the issues we've had with this episode seem to have been like just like we didn't really care about a lot of the characters and like what was happening. It was kind of
Exactly.
just like, yep, like whatever. And I think part of the problem for that might be that like this entire season has been nothing but short episodes. And if you think back to like seasons 1 and seasons 2, every episode was like 2 to 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And a lot of that time was just like walking around. If you talk to somebody, you do. If not, you don't. But that
Yeah.
extra 45 minutes to an hour in every episode let you learn who a lot of the characters are and really bond with them. As opposed to this season where there was almost never any like go talk to people. And like
It's
while
true.
that kept the plot moving faster, I think it really did hurt in the long run because you just didn't have those experiences with the characters.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you on that. There were some sequences where it's like, look at this object, and then it was like immediately met with like, okay, now you're gonna go to the next.
Yeah, and like having less stupid telltale puzzles is not a negative in my book. But there's definitely a way to work in talking to people without needing them. And that was something I just felt like the season didn't do very well. Especially compared to like, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played the first 2 seasons in a long time, so I can't relate to them specifically. But compared to like Tales from the Borderland, which like every chapter has, some sequence where you're in free control. And sometimes they're actual puzzles, and sometimes they're really not. But it gives you constant opportunity to talk to the characters you're with.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Clementine was great, though.
I mean, yeah, that's the
Loved
thing.
Clem.
If anything, this season, like, again, having Clementine there is just like the strong point. And like Javi, honestly, like Javi was a great character. Like, is a great character. I really enjoyed playing as Javi. I don't know. There was something about him. And like, no matter, even if it seemed like he made the wrong choice, or like people just thought like, he made the wrong choice about something, like, I don't know. I was always on like his side. I never felt like, okay, the character I'm playing as kind of sucks, even like when you're trying to play the way that you want to play. Like there's something about Javi as a character that I just really dug. But like I feel like some of his agency was kind of like lost because Clem would advise him to do things, or like kind of say like, hey, don't trust this person. And it's like, well, I mean, now that Clem said it, we've trusted Clem for 2 seasons, so it's like, I don't know. That makes sense. Whereas
No,
like,
absolutely.
yeah,
I don't know if you remember or not, but I talked to you about this in January,
holy shit,
where
January.
an issue I had with the beginnings of this season, the first two episodes, which again are the ones that I really, really liked, was that I thought decisions were based much too far off of, oh, well, Clem wants me to do this.
Right,
And that
right.
you'd find situations where it was like, the logical thing is to do this, but Clementine
Clem,
wants the other one, so I'm
exactly.
going to do that.
Right, right, right.
And they got better with that as this
I
season went
agree.
on. They
I
really
think, yeah,
did.
yeah, I agree.
But I still did find myself making decisions in line with what Clem was suggesting or wanted me to do because it's Clem, and they weren't as blatantly wrong. But I was consistently agreeing with Clem because of that past connection. Um, which, yeah, having the two playable characters was neat. Nothing of Clementine's backstory chapters really added much ever.
Yeah.
They all felt like kind of time killers that could have been summed up in two sentences from Clementine in the present day.
Right.
But it was cool. But yeah, like, it definitely did detract from Javi's story a little. Having, not even just having her around, but like having her as the focus of a lot of side plots. Because they like what the major side plot in this is like Clementine and what happened to Clementine after season 2 and what's up with AJ, and like
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
also trying to be balanced. I felt like definitely took away from Javi's direct plot now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like at the I've been going back to AJ. Like at the end of that episode, I was like, oh wait, that's right. We still have to, you know, get AJ. We
Find
still have to
him.
find him. So that's probably where they're gonna take this now, right?
I think so. I thought we were gonna see him
That's
in
what
this
I thought.
episode.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna finally get that moment of, but I guess to actually have a season 4 that makes sense and
Yeah, they need to
carries
have him
through.
around.
Yeah, so that's cool. But yeah, I wasn't like
Well,
mad about
AJ is
that.
what, 4?
I think so. Yeah, right. He's
He's
at
got, because
four or
I think this
five,
season's
right?
like 3 years after or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
was like
So
maybe a year old, so he's not too old. But we're definitely going to be following Clem and not Javi next season, solely because like the Javi endings. We haven't actually talked about the endings yet, but the differences in Javi's story are different enough where aside from having another time jump
yeah, yeah.
and writing out characters like they did with Clem, which was also really stupid, I don't think they're going to be able to do Javi, and that's why I think specifically at the end of the game goes Clementine will return.
Yeah.
Because we're clearly just going to go back to Clementine after this,
Which
and
is
not.
totally fine, but honestly,
Yeah,
like,
no,
yeah,
absolutely.
Javi
And
was
like
great though.
Clementine is a fucking badass. Like for a lot of the season, I was like, yeah, Clem knows what she's doing. Like, you know, I trust Clem to handle herself. But then like there's that sequence after the credits when she just like walks up to like 8 walkers and just fucking takes all of them out. I was like, holy shit.
I
So
know.
like I want to see more of Clementine doing that because
And
that
we
was
will.
awesome.
We will.
And-
There's hope that we will
But-
get that.
Oh, just single-handedly is like, I got this. Just doesn't give a shit. She's like a Terminator. By the
Maybe
way,
that's
what
the
tag
plot
did you
twist.
get for?
Oh, yeah.
She is a
Sorry.
Terminator.
Yeah.
What tag did you get for Clementine? Like it
At the end of
did
it?
that thing where like everybody got their like, you know, your Clementine became whatever, and like
Oh,
mine
hold
was
on,
a
hold on.
reformed loner.
Wait, hold on. All right. Wait, this is episode 1. Fuck, hold on. I'm going to 5, guys. Hold on. A liberated warrior. That's what I got.
A liberated warrior. All right, I got reformed loner. So we were in very different.
I like mine better. I'm sorry.
I do too. Well, what does it say under yours for like the
the little
you know
bullets.
the things?
Yeah. So Clementine and AJ traveled solo through dangerous territory, fighting off walkers and barely surviving. And then it's after circumstances forced her to join the New Frontier, Clem didn't hesitate to use their resources for her own ends, leading to exile and a tearful farewell. Then you got Javi and David when they fought at the water tower. Clem remembered a similar fight long ago at a snow-covered rest stop. I'll leave it at that. She took a carefully placed shot to stop David's violence without killing him, which was also cool. And then once David left in the truck with Gabe, Clementine knew that the best course of action was to go alone. And she basically let Javi, go with the people. So yeah, that's what I had on mine. What is the descriptor for
Whoa,
your shit?
mine are like yours are way better. First, I just want to clarify what you said at the end there. Could you read that last one again for me?
Yeah, the once David left in the truck with Gabe, Clementine knew that the best course of action was to go it alone and leave Javi's side and help the person he didn't choose.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so is that not
Okay.
what happened with you? I thought that was. Oh
So
fuck, I want to hear this.
no,
Yeah.
so one of the things, like you and whatever players did this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was with 45.9% of people who Clementine teamed up with.
Serious?
So like let me read. I like yours
Please
way
do.
more.
Please do. I wanna
So
hear
the
yours, though.
Reformed Loner, the first one is exactly the same.
Okay.
The second one is, in her short time with the New Frontier,
Right.
Clem showed hope and grace, trusting in others but looking out for AJ first and foremost. And I was very much playing into like, yes, I will join the New Frontier. So like that's probably why that was different. The next one, and I like yours way more. When Javi and David fought at the water tower, Clem remembered a similar fight long ago. She took control of the situation by putting a gun to David's head and stopping the violence before it escalated. She shot shot the gun in yours?
So she literally shot David in the shoulder, and then I think she then shot a walker that was right beside David.
See, she shot the walker in mine, but all she did, she put the gun to David's head and then shot the walker.
She literally shot him in like the shoulder or the forearm or something.
That's badass.
That's fucking crazy. That you had that as a fucking thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it mentions the thing at the ski lodge too.
Right, yeah, which is great.
Like that's awesome.
But okay, yeah.
My last one is once David left in the truck with Gabe, Clem realized that splitting up was unacceptably dangerous. She went along with Javi to save the person he chose.
Wow.
Wow,
that's
I don't know how you
crazy.
played with. I don't know how you played with Clementine, but like at that point in the game for me, like after they left, the first thing anybody said was Clementine going, "Javi, I'm with you, whatever you choose."
Right.
So like she was very much on board for me. That resulted, by the way, I'm sure it didn't change much. It basically, when you're riding into town on the construction thing, what was it,
Yeah.
a fucking
Like
whatever it was?
Yeah.
You're on one end of it shooting, and Clem is on the other side shooting.
Oh, interesting.
So it doesn't change a whole lot, but she's there helping out.
Because instead of Clem, Javi switched off with Kate at one point. So actually, you know what? That was actually a fun moment because the two of them were like being badasses together, and it would kind of like further their relationship a little bit.
Well, Javi still switched
yeah.
off with Kate in mine. That happened
okay.
either
well,
way.
Then I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the fact that Clem wasn't there also helped because it was just the two of them. So I guess it meant more. I guess from my perspective. But real quick, Kate and Javi, there's that whole part at the end where it's like, I want to have kids. What did you say? What'd you say?
Shit.
Because
Okay.
I was like irate. I was like, bitch, we just survived this bullshit. My brother's dead. I'm not doing this right now.
What was her response to that? Because I did not choose that.
I don't remember. I think she was just kind of like, oh, okay. Just kind of like, well, I'll wait around. I'm like, yeah, dude,
See,
just wait.
This was an example of my just being like, no, like, I need to agree with you because I have played every episode solely to just be with you. So I was just like, that sounds great. And she was like, really? And I was like, absolutely.
No, that
Like,
makes
in my
sense.
head, like, as a reasonable person, the second she said that, I went, you just lost your only son.
Yeah.
So like I was like personally kind of offended by it, but I was like, nah, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I'll play along. But let's talk about the ending a little bit.
Sure.
What exactly? Like, run me through. I don't need like the step by step, but like, what were the big points from the moment that that the two of them got in the truck?
Oh.
From then until the end, like, run me through what happened.
I mean, you know, we cleared out the walkers. We used a bus to like plug up the hole, or like the area that they were feeding in through. You know.
And we was you and Kate.
Yes, just Kate and I. Sorry. So after we plugged it up, you know, Jesus killed a bunch of people, and then Clem rides back with a motorcycle with Gabe, and he's like all fucking shooken up, and you ask him like what happened, and then you find out that the car was overrun with walkers, and Gabe barely made it out. David died, and the reason he died was because he got bit, and then Gabe had to kill him.
Okay.
And then it just proceeds with like a burial scene. They bury his dog tags, and then it cuts to like 3 days later, whatever fucking time it is, and then it just kind of ends with like Jesus being like, Javi, you gotta step up, and then Javi's like, I will step up, and then it just ends with like Clem going her separate way to find AJ, and Javi staying to run the settlement. So that's basically it.
Gabe was alive in yours?
Gabe was alive.
So the only person who died in yours was David.
And a lot of people were saying, like, this one guy spoiled it on my stream. He's like, either Kate, David, or Gabe are gonna die at one point. And it's like, okay, but then some other people were saying 2 people died in theirs, and I was like, really? So what happened with yours? I want to know.
Let me tell you yours, and then I'll tell you what all the endings are, because I immediately looked it up because I needed to know.
Let's talk about all the endings too.
So first off, David always dies. That's not an option.
Really?
To not. Yeah, there's no world in which David makes it out, which is stupid.
See, someone on stream right now just said their Gabe died, and I'm like, what? Shit.
Right. So that happened to me. So here's what mine was.
Yeah, I want to hear. Let's hear it.
I'm just, if you hear my typing, I'm just pulling up stuff about like this game.
He's so mad.
But okay, so Clementine was like, I'm gonna stick with you regardless. And Kate was like, I want to go save the place. So I was like, I'm gonna go help Kate.
Right.
So me, Kate, and Clementine all left to go save Richmond. We did. That sequence probably played out identically. After you saved Richmond, Javi was like, I need to go find Gabe and David, and literally runs there. That was weird. But anyway, he catches up to them somehow with Clem. Clem comes with him.
Right.
Because Clementine has that weird sort of romance with Gabe. So you find them, and the first thing you see is David dead in the truck. He's already gone.
Oh, shit. So you do go there. Okay. Yeah.
You do get there, and David is just like, his head is like half gone in the truck. And then you walk around the corner and find Gabe, who is still alive, but was bitten on the wrist.
Oh.
And there's like, this was a really good moment.
Yeah.
This was a good moment. I will be honest, I didn't think of this one before, but yeah, Gabe is like, they have like a final heartfelt thing where Gabe's like, I fucked up, Javi. And Javi's like, depending on how you respond,
right.
My Javi was like, you didn't fuck up, man. You did the best that you could.
Oh.
And Gabe's basically like, we were good until, Dad started going crazy, and I tried to calm him down, and he crashed the car. And there's a final, yeah, because of course he did. And there's a final choice there where Gabe is like, give me the gun, Javi. Like, let me do this. And then you have the option of giving him the gun or shooting him yourself.
Oh, man, like a Lee.
Yeah,
really,
sort of. You have some kind of option, though. I gave him the gun because I was like, you know what? You earned, like, if you want to do this,
yeah, exactly.
Like, you do this. And then, like, Gabe is like, just please, like, Javi, I don't want you to see this. Please go.
Aw, that's a great moment.
This is actually, the more I think about this moment was great, because then you and Clem are walking away, and then obviously you just hear the gunshot, and they both freeze for a second, and then just kind of quietly walk out of frame. This is part of the reason Kate's question bothered me so much, is because Gabe was literally dead in my game.
That's even more fucked up in your playthrough, I guess.
Like,
but hold on, time out.
Already gone.
Time out. Someone in the stream just said that he got bit on his arm, but he kissed Clem, I think, is what she's saying, or what they're saying, and then he died. Like, he got bit on his arm.
Oh, really?
He kissed Clem,
I didn't get a Clem kiss.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
Honestly, happy about that. I never once bought that romance, so like I'm fine with that. But I can see that adding to the moment, though. Honestly, like,
yeah,
that's kind of cool. I don't know what you'd have to do to get to that, but that's cool.
But anyway, sorry. Yeah.
The third ending, just so you know what it is, and I guess anybody who's listening in who might not know, is you got apparently the rare ending. Like, from what I understand, and I haven't done too much research, and this came out yesterday, but from what I understand, most people got my ending of the one I'm about to say, not yours.
Okay, go ahead.
Because the other one is if Clementine sticks with you and you decide you're going to go save or go help Gabe and David, you get there, there's like a struggle, David still dies, you're able to save Gabe though.
All right.
When you get back to Richmond, Richmond is saved because Jesus was there.
That's right.
And Kate managed to stop the thing, but Kate's dead.
Oh.
So Kate being dead is
shit.
the reason why I don't think they can continue Javi's story, because that is a vital thing to have go two ways.
Right.
I thought Kate was going to be dead from the beginning, by the way, because Zombie Kate is literally the poster for this episode.
Oh, that dude, that fucked me up. I forgot about that fucking
That is
twist.
literally the poster. But
I completely forgot about that, Eric. I forgot all the emotions I felt. I was like, oh my god, that's okay. Like, I was... Oh, yeah. Anyway.
But, yeah, that's the other ending. So there's a good variety in who lives and who dies, but Javi, Clem, and David are all locked in. Like, they're all going to... The two of them are going to make it out. David always dies. It's just a matter of, like, how and who's there.
Right.
And whether or not he's alone. So, to a certain extent, you got the best ending, I think, actually, because the only way you end up in a situation where everybody lives but David is if Clementine splits off, and then you go to help Richmond.
Yeah.
So props. I don't know what you had to do to get Clementine to not go with you. Apparently, I was in the minority of that. I'm curious what you did differently.
No, dude. I mean, I can look at the choices I made, but like, I just was like, Here's the thing, though, Eric. I kept Conrad alive from episode, what is it, 2, I think? And a lot of people, including my sister, didn't do that. And fucking, I had Clem as bait for like a few episodes. And she still wound up being like, you know, I'll do whatever, you know, I'll go after the person you don't choose. But like, you know, I would always take her advice usually, and then like let her do her own thing. But I did take her hostage and use her as bait in like episode 2. So I have no idea. Also, keeping Conrad alive was fucking dumb. Like, there were some great moments in like, I think episodes 3 and 4 where like he would just kind of be like, I'm not picking up a gun anymore, and like there was like a cool dialogue sequence with him. But like the way he dies, actually the way he dies
How
is
does
fine.
he die?
Yeah, actually no, sorry, the way he dies is pretty great, because like you're about to get hit with the truck that Kate's driving, and he pushes you out of the way, and then he gets run over.
Okay.
Which,
right.
You know what, I was like, yeah, that works there. But then you have something
That's
like
fine.
Ava being pushed off a bridge, which makes no fucking sense. You know?
It does sound like they did a really good job this season of like actually making your choices matter.
Yeah, your story is so different. That's crazy.
Yeah, like I didn't realize there was this, because like early on in these episodes, I feel like we weren't having that much of a difference.
No, because like my sister and I played it the same night, and we made marginally different choices, but we still got to the same, like, you know, there wasn't that much of a change up in the players or like the way people are interacting with each other. But even when you're just saying like Clem held a gun to David's head as opposed to my Clem shooting David and then like, you know, calling it off that way, like that's a crazy difference.
Yeah, like that's some Life is Strange level differences here, and I really am curious. Not enough to play it again, because I don't like playing these games twice. But I really am curious what you have to do to get certain differences. Because usually it's pretty obvious. Like, it's like, oh, I should have done this and that would happen. But, like, I really don't know. Which is, like, props to Telltale. Like, honestly, this is definitely the most they've done in terms of, like, radical plot difference. Based on your consequences. Really good job all around. Like, I think this might be the best they've done with any of their games to do that. Because like the first 2 seasons of Walking Dead did not. Tales from the Borderlands didn't. I haven't played Batman, so I can't speak for that.
I have no desire. And Wolf Among Us didn't really do that either, from what I remember. Even though Wolf Among Us is probably like my favorite, or like one of my favorites. Yeah, I don't remember it being drastically different.
Yeah, props to them for that. That's awesome, actually. Like, I eventually will probably replay this, like, in a couple of years, and at that point, I'll let you know. But what about the other characters? Because every character in this, or a couple of them, got the, like, you know, their own screen of, like, this is their title.
Yeah, I'm going to that right now.
Well, there's no easy way to navigate this menu.
No, it's not. Well, wait a minute. I can go to the very beginning. I mean, here's the new
Okay,
frontier.
I got to it whenever
Yeah,
you
I'm
were
at
there.
the Your New Frontier story, and I'm at detached. Let me see. Mixed signals. I got dysfunctional. Okay, so the first thing I'm at is your experience with David. Is that where you're on right now?
Yeah, mine was dysfunctional.
Yeah, same. That I think that was the only way it had to be with fucking David as
Oh
a
yeah,
character.
and
You know?
my things are like you accepted David's hand after he punched you on the night your father died.
Exactly.
You tried to leave Richmond without David,
Yep.
and in his time of need, you distanced yourself from David.
That's literally what I have. Oh wait, and then I have obviously because my Gabe experience was different, but Gabe had to brain his own father after David turned, which is the
Is that
most...
literally the word
Yeah,
it uses?
Yes.
Oh.
Gabe had to. He had to brain his own dad.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
There you go, Telltale.
You're killing it. All right, and then like for Kate, I'm guessing yours was loving.
Hold on. Let me get to it. I'm on chat right now. I'm in mixed signals, dude.
You have mixed singles,
Because
man.
I didn't
you
want to make
clearly were
babies
less
with
committed.
her. Because I didn't want to make babies with her. God.
Was that the only difference?
Well,
like,
let's
okay,
run through.
I have you kissed Kate in the junkyard.
No. You were
You
relieved
supported-
to see... No, that's... Okay, go ahead. You go first then. Sorry.
I'll go through all mine. You kissed Kate in the junkyard. You supported Kate's plan to escape Richmond.
Yeah.
You told Kate you wanted a future with her, and then you told Kate you wanted to start a family with her.
I mean, we're not that far off. The first one for me is you were relieved to see Kate alive in the junkyard, and then the second one's the same. You supported Kate's plan to escape, and then the third one is you told Kate you wanted a future with her, but then I dismissed Kate's idea to start a family.
Okay, so we were close minus the first kiss and the family thing.
I mean, I don't want to dismiss having a family altogether. I just didn't want to fucking do it.
Right, it's
then
just
and
right
there.
then.
Come on,
No, for
Telltale.
sure. I know. I'll be honest.
Get it right.
I don't know what this says about me as a person or my experience with love and relationships.
You son of a bitch!
But
Like
in
Gabe
playing-
fucking died, and David died, and you're like, yeah, let's bang and make babies.
Right, but like, okay, here's my thing. And this is how I played this game, and I've done this with other games, which is why, like, I preface this with like, I don't know what this says about me. You know, like all of the films that I make, apparently, as of late, also have to do with like terrible relationships. I'm really okay, but
I'm really okay. I don't know if people
like
believe it.
the way that the way I played this was comparable to how I played Fallout 4, in that like when this game started, like okay, in Fallout 4 I was playing it and I was like, Fallout 4 is pretty good. You know what my goal is gonna be? I need to fuck Piper. It's really important to me that I can do that.
I don't understand because Piper literally annoyed the shit out of me. Literally
Well,
annoyed
like,
the shit out of me.
I decided that was the most important thing to me for 20 hours of Fallout 4.
You're a monster.
It literally got to the point where I was like, I'm only playing this game to eventually sleep with Piper.
You didn't want to sleep with
all I
Hancock?
care about.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Hancock's cool, he's just not my kind of guy. Piper, I was super into it.
No,
Regardless.
he has cock in his name, dude.
Maybe that was the problem. It was just too ham-handed for me.
I get it. Anyway.
Anyway, like I had a similar thing with Kate, where this game started, and like from episode 1, they introduced like, oh, these guys have like a kind of relationship, and I went, I'm going to fuck her. That is my goal. That is my main character motivation for the next 5 episodes. Is I need to get with Kate. So every time a situation came up that was like, do you want to agree with Kate? I was like, fuck yes, I want to agree with Kate. That's my whole thing.
No, literally, dude, someone else in chat is like, why Piper, man? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, Piper was great, come on. Like,
No, she wasn't. She was annoying.
No, she was awesome.
Annoying. Fuck no.
Like, okay,
you just wanted
like,
to fuck her. That's why she was awesome.
But like I did, but like I wanted to fuck her because she was awesome. I don't know, like she was interesting. I liked the idea of like the old timey, like 20s reporter that like pisses off the government. Like that's not original, by the way. Like I recognize that, but I liked the idea of her character. I thought she was decently well written for it. I liked that she called me Blue. That was a cute nickname.
That's cool.
And, like,
but fuck everything else. You can't just be with a person because they call you Blue. You gotta be with a person.
Try me.
All right, let's take it off the air right now.
Next time I meet someone I'm interested, I'm going to tell them to call me Blue, just to prove you wrong.
We can talk about this off the air, Eric. You know,
anyway, I completely support my decision with Piper. After that, I had a thing with Nick Valentine, who I couldn't fuck, but you know, like I got him all the way up.
You definitely tried.
I did try, and then I finally ended by fucking Kate. Hey, see? It's something with the name. I'm talking about Fallout Kate, not Walking Dead Kate.
Okay.
They spelled it different. But I ended with her. That one was great because all you needed to do to raise her like affection is just take off the Under Armour of your armor, so you were walking around naked every time you fast traveled. Regardless, aside from Fallout 4 and my completely supporting the Piper decision.
I like this little tangent. This was a funny, very informative tangent for me and for everybody else.
Yeah, everybody's learning a lot about me as a person right now, and I'm fine with that.
Just call him Blue, guys.
That's what led to this Kate thing, is that I decided from the get-go that's what I was going to do, and I just continued that throughout.
Right. Do you want to move on to the next?
Coincidentally...
Oh, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
We probably should. Yeah, I'm going to keep going about other games' relationships, and let's just go to the next character.
No, we'll do a separate thing about, about relationships. But I want to know your experience with Gabe. What was that all about?
Safety first.
Wait, is that seriously it?
That's literally what it says.
Are you serious? Okay, mine was detached.
Wow, I thought mine should have been detached. Like,
safety first. What are you gonna try to do? Fuck Gabe?
Look, I know it looks big, Gabe, but trust me, it's safe. Just there.
Just trust your Uncle Javi. Just get over it.
Uncle Javi, god damn it.
Alright, I want to hear your stuff. I want to hear your safety first shit. Let's go.
Safety first.
Go. Safety first.
First thing was, you upset Gabe by not staying in the trailer for the night.
Okay.
The second thing, I don't know how that's safety first, by the way. The second thing, you told Gabe the truth about his neighborhood friend.
Okay.
Which I forgot about that scene until I read that. The third one, you helped Kate save Richmond before going after Gabe. I don't really know how that's safety first.
We only... okay, that's weird.
Well, then my last one was you gave a bitten Gabe your gun so he could prevent himself from turning. I have a problem with that falling under...
What the fuck? Okay, so...
Because that literally is you gave him a gun, safety first.
Yeah, blow your brains out, why don't you? What the fuck? What? So you have 4 bullets and I have 3, and 2 of them are the same. The only one that differs is I hid the truth about Gabe's neighborhood friend. That's the only difference, dude.
There has to be other differences that factor into this in like just normal conversation.
Yes.
There's no way these are like the 4 moments. Cause you had 4 for, who was it, for David, that I only had 3.
Yeah, that's
so I
correct.
guess, you know, that just depends on what you do, but yeah, there had to be more going on than this. I still don't understand mine, because I was never once, like, the extent of my being safety first is whenever Gabe would make a stupid suggestion, I'd be like, how about no?
How about shut up, Gabe? Yeah.
Like, I guess that was a no.
I guess so, man. Oh, fuck.
But, oh, shit,
great.
okay.
This is great. What else is left? What is it?
It's like the people.
Oh, yeah, I don't really know.
Now,
I don't know. Okay, we can talk about actually, you know, let's talk about the characters, too, since we're on the 2, like, you know, images of the characters anyway.
Right. Give me if you folks listening in don't mind, give me like 1 minute to go grab a drink.
Yeah.
I'll be right back if that's okay.
Nah, dude. Yeah. So yeah, guys, for those of you watching, we're just kind of gonna go over the characters right now. We just went over our individual like endings and you know how that shaped out, and then we also kind of talked about our highs and lows for the last episode. So if you're just tuning in right now, Eric and I are just kind of talking about pretty much everything about this past episode, the last episode, episode 5, and then just kind of talking about season 3 stuff in general and how it relates to season 2 and or season 1 as well. So yeah, you didn't really miss much, guys, for those of you tuning in. You did miss, though, Eric apparently wanted to fuck Piper in Fallout 4, which I still don't
Are
understand.
we still talking about this?
Eric, I'm giving everyone a recap. People just joined this
Okay.
fucking stream. They need to know. They need to know about Blue.
Only my mother calls me Blue.
Yeah, well, I'm blowing up the feed with blues. So there you go.
Oh man.
Anyway, yeah. So should we talk about Trip then?
Yeah. Did you want to keep recapping, or are we good?
No,
I don't want to interrupt
everyone
it.
knows. Everyone knows.
Also,
Yeah, dude,
I did fuck Piper. I did just that.
This guy's like, just do it.
And you know what? It's important that you know that I kept Piper until the end of the main game. I didn't switch off until Far Harbor.
I don't care.
Anyhow.
No, wait, fuck you. I don't
Look,
care about Piper.
I'm just trying to defend my Piper thing. Doesn't matter. Let's talk about Trip. And somebody I didn't fuck.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Although I fucked him pretty hard when I said to shoot him.
That's true. Fucked his brains, man. Anyway.
What did you think of Trip as a character first?
I really liked him early on. I couldn't really place him in like the entire series or like the season, I mean. But early on, I was like, no, this guy's cool. He's like a big bear, you know. He's like a big bear, and he's gonna protect me, and he's gonna look out for me. Like that's how I was like with Trip. I was like, he's cool. He's a cool guy. And then later on, after I started like defying, you know, him and being like, this is the smarter move, and he'd just be like, no, fuck that. And I'm like, no, this is what we have to do. Like he was just like get up all in my case about every little thing I did that ran contradictory, even if it was a smarter move, you know?
Right.
And then in the end, obviously, like I chose to save Ava, and then you know they blew his brains out, so I really didn't get like a final moment with Trip, but it probably would have resulted in the same way Ava's death was, where he just gets fucking pushed off the bridge. Like that's what happened with your game. So
that's exactly what happens. He gets pushed off the bridge.
So Trip, the first 3 episodes I really enjoyed, and then episodes 4 and especially 5, I just was like, okay, cool. He was a good character. I didn't really hate him or anything. I could kind of see where he was coming from for the most part. But you know, just he was good. He was good. He was fine.
Yeah, I liked him. All of his decisions to me seemed pretty rational, even when he was wrong. Like I understood why he was doing things.
Yeah.
I liked his like kind of cute little romance struggle with Eleanor. I liked having to give him relationship advice. That was fun.
Yeah.
My biggest issue with Trip was just that it was how quickly he forgave me after trying to kill him.
That's
but like
weird.
I liked that conversation a lot because it was basically he was like, look, I've been thinking a lot about like if I was in your shoes, would I have done the things you did, and I can't say that I wouldn't. So
holy shit,
you know,
Eric, do you voice Trip? Are you the voice actor for Trip? That sounded just
you
like
didn't
Trip.
know.
Holy crap, you guys. Trip is here today.
Guest star.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was basically like, look, let's just let bygones be bygones. And I thought that was kind of cool of him, but also like, that was like, as much as I liked that, it also seemed like a little quick to be like, nah, it's fine. You only tried to get me killed.
Right.
Although he does deliver some great dialogue in episode 5. My favorite is, I'm assuming when they all have to like sneak past that car on the overpass,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to shimmy past.
Yeah.
Does Ava like almost fall off because the walker jumps on her?
What do you mean? No, she gets knocked off.
No, not at the end. Like before that, when they're like, there's just like there's the little bit of shimmy in the car.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
like when the walker jumps on Trip, he throws it off the bridge and yells, "Fuck you, fuck stick."
Oh my god.
I was like, that is
That's
amazing.
so cool. Yeah, I didn't have that, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I'm looking at. I pulled up the stream, so I'm looking at your page, and the only differences we have here are the obvious ones, which is you went to the junkyard with Trip. I went behind Trip's back and went sooner.
Yeah.
And you obviously chose to save Trip. I did not.
Right.
So that was the only differences there. What about Eleanor?
Okay, no, literally, okay.
John
so
Doe does not like Eleanor. I don't know if that's a literal fuck Eleanor.
No,
like...
that's a great transition. That's a great transition because when I first met Eleanor, I was like, oh, I'm gonna bang you. Fuck Kate, I'm a bang Eleanor. And I was like, no, she's cool. She's like trying to help us out. And then, she's like a doctor, so she's helping people and like that's her thing. But like, what the fuck at the end with like just fucking backstabbing us, and then like, I don't know, the whole sequence with her in the room where she's just like, I had to do what was right. And I'm like, I've been trying to do what's right the whole game, and this was like a bullshit move on your part, man.
So I have a question on that.
Yeah.
So she still tried to backstab you during the execution scene, right?
I mean, yeah, but then she obviously didn't know like what that meant for Javi and everybody else. But yeah, she still
Right, but she
basically
did.
threw us under the bus.
She did say like, you guys are the worst. Like she called
she's
out
like,
something.
I hate you guys. Yeah, yeah.
What did you do to her to give her that? Because it made sense why she would do that in mine.
Fuck, I don't remember. That's the sad part.
Because in my game, right before that scene is when Gabe told Tripp and Eleanor that I murdered Conrad.
Oh, because
So it made a lot of sense why Eleanor would then be like, fuck these people. They've been lying to us and they killed our friend.
I think it was just like general decisions for like putting people's like safety at risk because of the fact that we were like trying to get out and like all that shit. I'm pretty sure
that's
it.
way lamer, and like that character decision is way weaker if that's the case. So like that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
I liked her at first.
Me too.
Obviously, I'm a Kate guy. Everybody knows that.
And a Piper guy. Blue.
And a Piper guy. But I thought that she was interesting at first. I liked her for the first couple episodes. I thought by episode 4 and 5, while her decisions to me made sense, in 4, she also lost like all plot relevance for the most part, especially in 5. She literally shows up in 5 for one scene, and that scene didn't make sense in my game anymore.
I agree with John with saying she's like a stupid bitch at episode 4. Like,
absolutely.
She just kind of fucking sucked in that episode, and then it carried over into 5 and just kind of didn't really. You didn't get anything with her at the end of it, Like there wasn't like another defining moment where it's like, oh yeah, she's cool again, or like, I understand that. I just never wound up being like, okay, like how I felt in the beginning,
Yeah, exactly. Like, I didn't really care, and like, they honestly made her like, by the end of the game, she didn't feel like a character we'd met in episode 1. She felt like a character that just showed up in Richmond, and like, that was weird to me that like she got so devalued as a character that she no longer felt like a part of the main cast.
Right.
But my issue with her in episode 5 in mine is that after betraying me for admittedly good reason, she then immediately, when you show up in that room, is like, here's why I did this, like, I'm sorry, like, let's just be cool. And then like you have the option to either be cool or to, tell her to fuck herself. But like just the fact that was even a conversation she was having with you is really weird in my game.
I think it's just weird in general.
She is. Like, she was a pretty weak character, which is a bummer, because they did set her up initially to be kind of cool.
Exactly. And bangable. But anyway, let's move past that.
Yeah, nice and bangable. So, Ava is up next.
Yeah. I liked Ava.
She was fine. She was such a one-note, like, I swear my undying loyalty to, David, King of the Andals and son of the, first men. So, like, it was just like I recognized they had a backstory, and that's cool, and like I liked that David had his right hand woman, but she literally never seemed to do anything other than that. And like that was just kind of weird. I liked her and Clem's interactions in the flashbacks.
I agree.
Those never carried through to me.
I like those moments a lot, actually. I mean, they were very
brief.
Like,
I liked them then. Yeah. They didn't carry through into the present day. Like I didn't see any of that in the game we were actually playing. It was only the flashbacks, and that was annoying because I would have liked to see them play off each other more.
Yeah. No, that's fair, dude. Actually, I totally see that.
John said something about a season 4 trailer. Is that an actual thing?
No, John, you're kidding with us.
I'm assuming that's not an actual thing, but
I would know because I know people that work at Telltale. I would know if there was a trailer. I would know. They would have told me, "Hey, we've got this season 4." No way. You serious? That'd be cool though if they were just fucking lying to me this whole time, just to do that. But
just the whole time.
Yeah.
I just Googled it. I don't see anything, but like it obviously is confirmed just given
Oh,
the
yeah.
message at the end of the game of like Clem will return, and like these games still sell like hotcakes.
Oh yeah. So John,
Um,
that's literally what Eric and I were talking about earlier. Is Clementine finding AJ is definitely what season 4 will be about. That's probably 100% like gonna happen.
yeah, that
Yeah.
has to be it.
I hope so. At least it would make the most sense.
But yeah, so that Ava, all in all, hopping back, like pretty whatever one note character.
Yeah, I liked her a bit more maybe than you, but I can see your complaints about her character are totally valid. I just thought I liked seeing a badass female character that had a role
No,
that was pretty cool.
That was cool. Like the thing is, she was a character that like she was so down the middle for me, where it's like, yeah, Ava's fine. You know, I don't really have an opinion either way. Like, here's some positives, here's some negatives, whatever.
Yeah, she's a character.
Yeah. Same with Lingard, although Lingard just kind of seemed to come out of nowhere, and his suicide thing was super weird.
Yeah. It was.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, to those of you watching, I want to know if I'm just an idiot, because Greg didn't seem to have this problem.
I want to hear this. Oh my god, yes! I know this fucking story.
You
yeah,
know
guys,
exactly what I'm talking about.
Everyone watching the stream, just listen to Eric.
In episode 4, there's the bit when you have to, you're talking to Lingard, and Clementine's like, I need to know where AJ is, and he knows. And Lingard's like, okay, look, you have to kill me, and I'll tell you some shit. And so I was like, okay, cool, like, I guess I'm gonna kill him then to find out what's going on. So it gives you time to make that decision, and I was thinking about it for a minute, trying to figure out what to do. And I forgot what Clementine says, but whatever her line of dialogue is during that, like, make your decision moment made it to me sound like she wanted you to not kill Lingard.
No. She was like, I need to find AJ. No, she's like, I need to find AJ, please. Like, basically pleading with Javi. Yeah.
And the way that came across to me in context was, you can't kill him because if he's lying, he's not going to tell us anything.
No, Eric,
so
you just misinterpreted
I didn't kill him. So I want to know what anybody else thinks, because I super didn't kill him, and then Clementine was like, Javi, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, nope, and restarted the chapter to make the decision I was going to make initially before Clem threw me off with her talking and such.
No. This one guy in chat said, Blue, you fucked up. No, I'm just kidding. But like, the way he said it was just like, I'll tell you where he is, but you have to end my life. That's how you're going to get information from me. And then after he said that, Clem was like, I need that information. So I would, in my brain, the synapses or whatever the fuck connected, and we're like, you have to kill this guy. And I'm like, I'm going to kill him. I don't know where
like, that's, again, I was super on board for that, and it was just like, I don't know, the way that some of the dialogue was written and delivered made it sound like Clem actually wanted the opposite of that just in case, and I was very confused. Don't get me wrong. I was super confused. Also, Lee the Legion, I like that.
I really like that, actually, John. Yeah. Good shit.
But, I don't know. I guess I'm just an idiot. I seem to be alone. In making that mistake.
I still like that story because at work we had a long talk about that too. Alright, so Lingard,
But, yeah, like, whatever. He was like, Lingard is a walking plot device. And that's literally it. Like, he shows up to heal Kate and then tell you things. Our screens are actually the same on this one, finally, just in terms of deaths. I don't think Jesus can die. I don't know.
He is Jesus.
Like, yeah, like, that sentence just had way more of an implication than I meant it to. But, so, like, is Jesus... Where does this game happen in the timeline of the comics? Because these games are canon, and Jesus is an active comic book character.
I mean, he's in the show right now, too.
He is, and the show is isn't caught up to the comic, which is why I'm referring to the comic.
Oh, okay.
But because he shows up in those, though, like, I didn't think there was any way he could die, but then it put him on this screen with other characters that can. So I still don't think he can, but who knows? His haircut at the end was weird. It made him stop looking like Jesus, which seemed to defeat the whole point. But maybe that's a comic thing. Again, I don't know.
So you wouldn't bang Jesus?
You know, maybe. Under the right circumstance. If he rides in on that horse With
Witcher
sword in
style.
hand. Witcher style.
I really want to know if Jesus died in anyone's playthroughs, because you're right.
We also, by the way, we have Clementine in chat here.
No, I know, she
so
was here yesterday. What's up, Clem? Good to see you again.
I'm glad you don't have a... Oh, you do, damn. Never mind. I'm glad you don't have a crush on, on
Gamer
Gabe.
Wolfie, what's up, dude? We're still talking about this episode, so you are not late. But you did miss out on Eric trying to fuck Piper in Fallout 4.
I'm glad this is the consistent, like, here's what you guys missed in this talk
He
so
needs
far.
to know. He came into this an hour and 14 minutes in. He needs to know. He said,
Anyway.
"Yay." Fuck yeah. Okay. Oh wait, it's probably about another thing. But anyway, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Conrad. Mike Conrad was around for so little that I have no opinion on him as a character.
He had moments. He had moments, but I still think the unceremonious death by him just getting hit by the truck that Kate was driving. You know,
Okay.
it worked. I was like, oh, Conrad, you were cool, kinda. But you know, early on he's a dick, but later on, like, he starts to make changes where he's just like, I don't want to hold a gun again. I miss whoever that lady was who died in the beginning. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name, but
I don't either.
there were little moments in the episodes from 2 onward that I thought worked for his character, and it wasn't like a big role, but it was a role that he did a decent job with. You know, like the character kind of served a purpose to some extent, and it wasn't like a big thing that we were expecting, like, oh, Conrad's gonna have a crazy great moment. But you know, yeah, he was fine. He was fine. I think the way I explained it makes it more positive than anything. But yeah, he was fine. I didn't hate Conrad.
That's cool though. I'm glad that he was actually a character that lasted that long, despite you being able to kill him that early. That's neat.
Yeah, I kind of I liked taking Clem as a hostage. It made it more interesting for a little bit. So, yeah.
Clem's, I don't remember exactly how she showed up in episode 3, but yeah, if you don't take her as a hostage, she runs away after you kill Conrad.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
my sister had.
Oh, you know when she shows up, she literally went in episode 3 when you're walking to that, like, that storage facility where you end up running into the New Frontier guys. She literally just shows up and saves you from a walker, like, out of nowhere.
Okay. Right.
And it's just like, okay, like, I guess.
It works,
but
kinda, right?
Your way sounds cooler, though. I still don't regret killing Conrad, but, like,
Yeah,
it seems like that was the more interesting plot line there.
That's why I chose it, but yeah, it was a subtle thing, I think, in the end. What else is left? Joan.
Jesus, yeah, we already talked about Jesus. Joan, I
mean,
we already talked about this. Like,
I didn't like Joan. I didn't like her in the good sense where it was just like, man, fuck her. Like, you know, she's getting away with shit, and she needs to get brought to justice, kind of thing.
So what happened, by the way, because we had different experiences here. My plan to expose Joan failed on account of my killing Max.
Oh,
Yours didn't.
Oh, no.
So what happens?
Fuck. Okay, so I took Max in as a hostage. Oh, fuck. But they still, like, they pinned it on David and his recklessness, and then obviously, like, once I killed Lingard, at the, like, big town square thing, like, that was obviously, like, done. But I'm trying to remember now where, like, what exactly drove her to be like, okay, you guys are, like, done. You guys are out of here. Because I kept a secret about Max, you know, firing on us when we were at the other settlement, and, you know, it turns out Joan was behind all that anyway, but, yeah, I kept Max. What the fuck happened? Because, like, Joan...
Well, my main question is, like...
Yeah.
My main curiosity is that, like, regardless, you end up with a situation of her trying to kill people, so, like, clearly it didn't make a difference, really.
Because I know Clint also was, like, challenging Joan in that moment, but he completely, like, he crumbled, and Joan obviously, like, gets her way. But, like, I don't remember it being, like, a pivotal thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured, just because it has to get to the next scene regardless, and if you just ousted Joan, that wouldn't really happen.
Yeah, but Max was a hostage, and, yeah, that was, like, another moment kind of thing. It doesn't really stand out.
Gotcha.
I think the moment,
For those of you guys that are here, also Clementine, I just pulled up that video of
oh, yeah.
Clem and Gabe kissing. I'm watching it right now. Oh man, this dialogue is so cheesy. Oh shit.
That makes it even better. That makes it even
Oh,
better.
it's rough. This is a nice moment though. I wish they wrote literally
Yeah.
any other lines there. That was like the end of Arrival level shitty writing, but like
Oh,
that was a
fuck
good.
off.
This is a good moment. What? Like
I
to the
love
Arrival
that
thing or
ending.
to this?
I love that
Okay, like
ending.
I fucking no, I love that movie, but like the line of like, what is his line about? Like I thought the craziest thing would be meeting them. It was actually meeting you, and it's
Something
like, oh
like
my
that. It's
god.
like something
But
about
like,
like full circle bullshit. But
like it's really bad. But like, yeah, the I always thought I'd be alone.
yeah,
Then I met you. But like, this is a nice moment though. Thank you
yeah. Thanks,
for
Clint.
posting this video. Javi dies saving Gabe. What is this? Is this like a game over screen? Or is this actually a thing? Yeah, okay, it's a game over screen. I just needed to double... Wait, it's a game over screen where things continue to happen? That's interesting.
What? Oh, that's weird.
I'm not gonna take 3 minutes to watch this, but yeah, it looks like there's a world in which, like, if you fuck up trying to save Gabe, you get bitten in the neck, and, like, you have, like, a brief conversation with Gabe as you're dying, and then it gets the game over screen. That's kind of
Huh.
neat.
That's cool.
Anyway, I don't like Joan. I think she's just kind of a shitty villain. She's like, especially as a Walking Dead villain, she's just such a generic Walking Dead villain is the
Yeah.
thing. It's just like, oh, she's the leader of a town that seems fine, but it's really not. And it's like, gee, where have I seen that before other
Every
than literally
season of The
every
Walking Dead.
settlement?
Yeah.
Of The Walking Dead game, The Walking Dead show, The Walking Dead like,
So
and
she
like
just
she
kind
didn't
of was
do anything.
another. You
She
know.
was just another character, and she didn't have anything defining to make her stand out. Like the governor has his shit that makes him interesting. Joan didn't. So like she was just kind of whatever. She did literally nothing, and the fact that she was only introduced like over halfway through the game made it difficult to care about
Made
her.
it harder, for sure.
Yeah, and then she literally doesn't show up in the finale, and it's like, okay, like, you clearly don't care. Like Telltale clearly didn't care about like resolving this at all. Novi, I think is how you said to say your name. Yeah, cool. I want Clem to show up in the comics so bad. I don't want Clem to show up in the show because there's no way that goes well, but I want her in the comics so badly. That
Yeah.
would be awesome.
That would be cool.
She needs to interact with like the cool characters. Clementine's the best.
Well, I
That-
guess we can we can skip this page. Honestly, I have nothing to say
Well,
about.
I have one question on this that I just
Go
thought
ahead.
of. The last note on Clint is finally David shot Clint on stage after
on,
you
hold on,
agreed to
hold
the deal. It's
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
on yours too. I
Yeah,
looked a
yeah,
second
yeah.
ago, but
Okay.
is there a world where David doesn't shoot Clint, or does that literally only change on whether or not you
I-
agreed to his deal?
I doubt it, honestly, because like David is a reckless son of a bitch. So either way, I feel like that was like I could be totally wrong. I probably am wrong, but the way David is written as a character, the way David is, there's no way that doesn't turn out a different way. There's no way. Like he shoots him, he has to shoot him.
Right.
I feel like that's
Yeah,
the way.
it probably only changes on like whether or not you agreed to the deal. Like the end
Yeah, I
result, I'm
think
sure, is the
so.
same.
Yeah.
Although David at least looks like less of a maniac if you didn't agree to the deal.
Right.
Because David is, without a doubt, a fucking maniac.
Right, and we've already
Um,
openly
unlike-
expressed our hatred for David. There were some moments,
It's-
like the flashbacks, I really could kind of like him and be like, oh yeah, I get you, but like then present day, he just was like foaming at the mouth, crazy. Like there's no.
It's
thought
like it's
process
Kenny
going on.
levels. It was like
It
season
was
2 Kenny levels.
Yeah.
And like again, I love season 2, but season 2's biggest problem was like, I cried when I killed Kenny at the end of season 2.
was
I
about to
really
ask you.
did.
I shot Kenny
But
too.
at the same time, even Kenny, before you shoot him, was like, I'm a fucking lunatic. Please shoot me.
Right.
What's up, John?
What's up, John?
John Go
Shout
specifically.
out to John Go. I hope that was
Um,
right, but
But yeah, what did we not cover? I feel like we've talked about a lot.
I mean,
honestly,
we really have. We fucking went through episode 5 pretty much.
we went through pretty much the whole
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, John, anytime, dude. I'm trying to think, dude. I mean, Want to just talk about? Let's just talk about season 5 as a whole, and then like that's just we can condense it and make it brief because we've already like
Season
touched upon.
5,
Or,
man, we're going 2 years
sorry,
ahead.
season
I
3.
loved the part where 18-year-old AJ.
I love the part where Piper shows up and Clem's like, "Man, I want to fuck her."
In all seriousness, by the way,
Yeah.
I like the idea if they make it to season 5 of it happening like 10 years later. Like,
Yeah, that'd be
we are
cool.
going super far into the apocalypse. That'd be dope.
That
You
would be
never
cool.
see a zombie apocalypse story that far out. You know, it's
Yeah, what would
always
that be
like,
like?
the years after. I'd like to see it because that'd be
I
cool.
would.
Because you get 15 years after the apocalypse, nobody's making stupid mistakes anymore,
That's
right?
true,
Like
that's
the
true.
only people left are
hope.
like the fucking elite. There's got to be something that's done that. If anybody knows, just put it in the comments because I want to see it. But like, I can't think of a single zombie thing where that isn't the case. Except, I guess, Last
Just-
of Us.
But yeah, how far?
But like, Last of
that,
Us is a
though?
weird apocalypse because Last of Us, it's like a 10, 15-year apocalypse, but it's an apocalypse that happens with the government still intact. And that's not the kind of apocalypse I'm looking for. Like, I need like a Walking
Yeah,
Dead style
yeah.
apocalypse 10 years on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Horizon
maybe I'll
Zero
make it
Dawn.
myself.
Dude, write it.
Yeah.
I'll fly out to Boston.
Dude, Netflix already dashed my hopes of a Witcher
I
movie.
know.
I'm so bitter. I've never had as many conflicting feelings as that moment I read that article. Because I got at the first point was like, fuck yeah, that's gonna be incredible. The author's on board. And my second thought was, God damn it, Netflix, you took this from me. Yeah, his first name is Cabana. Greg is actually his last name.
Yeah. I had a weird childhood, is what you could say. I had some friends. Eric was one of them, but I didn't meet him till later. Anyway, yeah, that's me though. Cabana. That's me.
And I'm like that character from Black Mirror. They call me Blue.
No,
I
you
finally
son of a
finished that
bitch.
show, by the way. We don't need to start
No,
talking about
we're
Black
not talking
Mirror,
about
but I
Black
did
Mirror.
finish
This is
it.
fucking Walking Dead.
So, okay,
Yeah.
I'm genuinely trying to think, like, what... Everything that I had to say about this, I feel like I covered it less. You could think of something else. I honestly don't know.
I thought that this was a very solid season, and I already mentioned before that I feel like I've been spoiled by like the previous Telltale games, like season 1 of Walking Dead, season 2, Wolf Among Us, Tales from the Borderlands. They all had great endings, and they made things a lot punchier and like emotional. And the way that this one ended was like it just ended, and it was a solid ending. And I was expecting more, but I think that's just because of the caliber of games and Telltale's, like, whatever, their cabinet, whatever you want to put it inside of. But I thought that this was a fine season. I think that Javi is a great character. I really actually enjoyed playing as Javi, and that I am totally down for more Walking Dead. Whenever it comes, I'm ready. But,
Yeah, same. I also liked Javi. I think the decision to have a new character, I think, for this season was a good idea because there's definitely people who hopped in on season 3 on the new consoles, new, relative, on the current generation of consoles.
Yeah.
And this was a good way to introduce them to Clementine, and now they can go back to Clementine in season 4. So I think that was a good idea. I was on board with it when they announced it, but in retrospect, like, I definitely understand. I think they did a good job with balancing the two for the most part to lead into what I'm assuming is the story they really wanted to do, which is more Clementine, which is also, like, let's be real, that's what everybody wants.
Exactly. That's what I want.
Yeah, like, I'll play it if it's not Clementine, but, like, nobody is playing a Walking Dead Telltale game right now for the other characters. It's just not a thing.
But the way that season 2 ended, like, when that season ended, my sister and I were like, how the freak are they going to make a season 3? And this just made the most sense because there are so many different variables and so many different endings to the season 2 finale, which is actually another thing. The season 2 finale had a lot of crazy ways it could have ended. So, like, the most logical thing for them to do is, like, jump ahead a couple of years and then focus on a new character, and it works out because everyone's Clem is kind of at like level or like ground zero, so to speak. But yeah, no, I think that was the smartest way to do it this time around. Focus on Javi and have a second character.
You mentioned the time skip. Do we want to talk about how they handled the different endings? I know this was months ago in
season
episode
2?
1, but like Yeah, because oh boy, like I know Telltale's not always known for being like top tier writing, right? Like they definitely have their moments
Hey,
of
you
like
watch
that
your
wasn't
mouth.
great. But like they have their moments where their games crash a couple times an hour, and they have their moments where some sections just aren't written very well.
Sure.
And that's just Telltale's thing. And like I wasn't when they had that first flashback in season 3 for me, and it was Clementine losing her finger, I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
This
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
really add, it literally adds fucking nothing to the narrative, mind you.
Right.
But this is cool. I'm glad I get to play as Clem. Losing her finger's rough, although admittedly, losing her. They made a mistake at the beginning of season 2 because nothing Clementine ever has to do will be as bad as having to stitch up your own arm in a shed with a needle. Um, that scar is still existing. Awesome. I'm glad they
Oh,
didn't try to
super
minimize
cool.
that.
Yeah,
That scar
absolutely.
is so big. It's like
Scar's
all
so
the way up her arm. I
yeah,
love it.
it's cool.
Anyway,
Wait a minute.
my
What's
my
well, okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Because the scars
my
are different,
flashback
I
bit was
think.
fine.
Yeah.
They are, but that one's always there.
Right.
But like my flashback was fine. Those other flashbacks to write out Kenny and Jane are so dumb. Like they're honestly insulting. Like I think
Yeah, yeah.
to be complete, I didn't do this myself, but if I had Kenny or Jane around
Right.
at the end of season 2 and then played the season 3 premiere, I would have been fucking livid. Because the way that they wrote out both of those characters was so weird and like so out of nowhere and so just like it felt like Telltale wrote season 3 and then went, "Oh, wait a minute, not everybody had Clementine alone. Fuck." And then they like very quickly in like an afternoon were like, "This is how this happens. Go."
Go do it. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, because like Kenny dies in a fucking car accident. Like, are you kidding me? And then like Jane hangs herself. Like, what the? After getting pregnant, like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, that's
it's
a
just
lot.
they were both just so out of nowhere, and like that was a really bad way to handle that in both cases because there was fine ways to deal with the deaths of those characters. Although they put themselves in a shitty situation from the get-go with
Right.
having to write out important characters like that. And they just did a bad job of trying to get themselves out of the corner. That's part of the reason I'm hoping there isn't another thing in the future where they try to do it with Javi. And it's not going to be season 4, I'm sure.
Right.
But I wish later on, if they do it with Javi, they don't try to do that shit again because it's not going to work. Very sidetracking over, John Goad said he wishes Lee didn't die and carried on in each game.
I know.
I actually
Lead.
disagree. I honestly disagree
Oh,
because
holy shit. Okay, go ahead. I just thought of something that maybe people will appreciate, but go ahead. Go ahead.
all right. Well, the reason I disagree with that is just because that the impact of season 1's finale to me was the passing of the torch, right? Like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
last
yeah.
scene with Lee, you're tutorializing the game to Clementine. And that was awesome. And having the narrative shift to Clementine felt like a really natural passing of the torch. Like this is the progression. And
This
I
is why
like that a
you.
lot.
This is why I like Eric because he just I don't know. I didn't even fucking think about that, but yeah. Thanks,
Oh,
Eric.
I'm glad you like me. I appreciate it.
No,
what
but-
was your
Okay,
thought a minute ago?
Okay, so everybody, I had this great idea for a prequel Walking Dead Telltale game.
Oh boy.
Okay, so season 1, right? Duck was a pretty fucking cool character.
God damn it.
No, shut up. Duck was a fucking badass character. And, I thought it'd be really cool for a prequel series if the whole season was dedicated to, like, being Duck as a character and, like, hanging out with
But,
Duck
like, before the
shit went-
apocalypse?
Yeah, hanging out with Duck. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. So... So you hang out with Duck, right? You just like do regular old shit as Duck, maybe like Life is Strange shit, but you call it Duck Dynasty.
Wait, what is Life is Strange shit? God damn it with that name. God
Dude,
Oh, God
like think about
damn
it. Duck Dynasty. I would play the shit out of that.
I refuse to play Duck Dynasty on general principle.
Yeah,
God
The Walking
damn
Dead
it.
Duck's Adventures.
That's a good one. Duck's Tales is another good
Holy
one.
shit, Duck's Tales. And now the rest of the stream, we're gonna think of stupid names for possible.
The thing is, you might not get sued with duck's tails because it's a little different. If the ducking dead's a good one.
Dead. Fuck yeah! I'm so glad this is a thing. But you can't. People, come on, you guys would play that game, right? You'd play that game just to be Duck and like Kenny's your dad, and I don't even remember what the mom's name is, but she's there too. That sounds fun.
You know, this sounds like one of those games that somebody's gonna make on Steam for like $1, and it's gonna be like in the same category as like Shower with Your Dad Simulator.
The Walking Ducks.
The Walking Ducks next to Shower with Your Dad Simulator on the fucking under $5 page. In GameStop, there's a physical release too.
We have GameStop as a partner, guys. If you want to know more information about our Duck Telltale game, just leave a comment, and we'll send. I don't know. Fuck, I've lost complete track of this joke.
Well, they're not our sponsor anymore, Greg. So good job.
First we lose Pringles, and now we lose GameStop.
Man, what else? What do we have left? We're gonna lose Duck now?
No, he doesn't die in this fucking series that we're making. He lives on.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, guys. This was supposed to be a nice conversation. We're just being stupid now.
No, I think this is a good conversation. We learned a lot about you from that.
And we learned a lot about you from Fallout 4 and Piper.
Back in the day.
Oh,
man.
Good shit.
That's my only notable video game relationship, I think. I can't think of any that were like I can't think of any other relationships I formed in games that drove my actions as a player.
Oh, Miranda and Mass Effect 2.
I never played Mass Effect.
Are you fucking kidding? Okay, we're not even gonna talk about that in this stream, but just look up Miranda from Mass Effect 2, and you will see. And then maybe Elena from Uncharted. A little bit.
That doesn't count. You don't have an option of whether or not you romance Elena.
Oh, we're talking about options?
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah.
No, Duck is not fucking Clem. That is not happening. Not on my ducking watch.
But yeah, I'm talking about with options. If you don't, I hate you for that. But if you don't have options, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, you formed a lot of relationships in games just because the narrative tells you to. But, I formed whatever issues I have with Last of Us, I formed relationships with Ellie. I didn't really have an option not to, though.
You also didn't have an option. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna go there. Yeah.
I'm curious where that was going.
No one wants to bang Ellen Page.
Oh, okay, we're back to this. What? That's not true. I'd bang Ellen Page. She's a lesbian though, so she wouldn't be about that. But more power to her.
More power to you, Ellen Page, who's also watching the stream.
Ellen Page is great. Just do better video games next time. Don't do Beyond Three Souls.
It's Two Souls, you son of a bitch.
No, I know, but I'm imagining the sequel would be Beyond Three Souls.
Too many goddamn souls in the room.
They just keep adding numbers.
Dark Souls at this point.
Yahtzee had a great bit in the Zero Punctuation for that game. There's no easy way to say that name. It's Beyond Two Souls. You can't just say Beyond. It's beyond what? And you can't just say Two Souls. It's why two souls? Why not one soul? What about three souls?
I don't know about that one, but yeah.
I don't know. I'll buy. I would sooner buy Beyond Three Souls with Ellen Page again over whatever fucking piece of shit game those guys are making now because it looks terrible.
Okay.
Detroit.
Okay, no. So we're gonna have to deviate from Walking Dead for a second. Fuck you, Eric. Detroit looks great.
Don't lie.
No. I am so excited for Detroit. I am so excited. No, that game looks awesome. You gotta be kidding me. I mean,
you can have your shitty opinions.
No. Here's the thing. It's probably gonna be super melodramatic, like all of his games are, and it's gonna tonally be weird with the whole Android stuff. I know it's gonna happen. It's gonna be awkward, but I am super about whatever's gonna come out of that studio. And I'm really about it.
They have done literally nothing to make you excited for their projects in the future.
What do you mean? Great.
None of their games are good.
Heavy Rain is fine. Actually, Heavy Rain was
not.
Yes. Okay. It doesn't age well at all. But
Okay, maybe okay. Heavy Rain was a really good like experiment. That doesn't make it good.
I thought
Like,
it was objectively really like fun and like interesting when I played it, and that was like unlike anything I'd ever played. And sure, now it's like the common thing, but when it came out, I thought it was groundbreaking and really cool. And then, obviously we have Beyond Two Souls, and I personally liked that game. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was bad. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
all right.
That's just my opinion. That's one person's opinion.
It may be wrong, but we're not gonna. It's fine.
Yeah,
you can
it's
have your
fine.
opinions. You can you can have whatever opinions you want to.
And a PC, yeah. Dude. I'm glad though that episode 5 came out when it did, and yeah, this has been fun, honestly, dude. I've had a good time talking about this season with you and episode 5 in particular. It's been fun.
No, yeah, no, this was great. Nobody else I know has played episode 5 yet, so I'm glad that that you
Dude,
did.
my sister hasn't.
Or season 3, Jesus.
Oh yeah. But my sister only played the first 2 episodes, and she's been busy with school, so she has no idea like what is gonna happen in this game. And I love being able to just like lord this information over her. Just be like, oh yeah, so remember in this episode, she'll be like, shut up. So like, I just can't wait until she plays this stuff.
I keep telling Ben to play it because he was waiting for the whole thing to come out.
Now it's out, so you can play it. It's great.
Yeah, so now that's I'm curious what he thinks of it.
DuckTales.
But I'm sure I'll keep DuckTales. Yeah, see, I said
don't wanna
it'd
get
be
sued.
DuckTales though. No, Ducks Tales. Add an S to it, so it's different. And then it'd be. Then you'll be good after Ducks Tales.
Duck's Tail.
Ducks Tales, another good one. That'd be weird, but
it's
that
Duck's
implies
Tail.
there's only one. But it could be Tales, plural.
But-
You have to think about the
yeah,
franchise
sure.
opportunity here.
Oh, that's too much for me to handle right now. I don't know about that.
They're actually, what if they introduce Duck into the mainline Walking Dead show next year?
It's just an
Negan is
actual
actually
duck.
It's Negan is actually Duck. He grew
Negan
up
is
to
a
be.
duck. Oh
He
wait,
grew up to be Duck.
that would be cool.
Or he grew up to be Negan. It was Duck.
Yeah, it was Duck, but now he's Negan because he thought it sounded cool.
Yeah, and Lucille is a vampire bat. Yeah, I'm a comedian. Yeah. I think that's my Negan impression. Yeah, I'm the comedian. Yeah.
Jesus.
You can tell I haven't watched any of Walking Dead this year.
It doesn't matter. You're not missing much. Sorry, guys.
I know. But yeah, I don't know. Fuck that show.
Yeah. I mean,
I watched
yeah.
5 years of it. I watched 5 full years of it, and then just fell behind. And I was like, I'm not watching the show anymore. And now I let my friend Sarah just explain it to me, and she has the best explanations ever. They're hilarious, and I get way more entertainment out of it. It takes 10 minutes instead of 16 hours.
Sorry, I'm just looking at episode 1. Duck will get hypnotized and see ducks everywhere. That's some Lynch shit.
What if that was like? What if that's a twist, like a
Duck-
retroactive twist?
Yo.
That like in episode 1, Duck really was just looking at ducks, and like you're talking to him, and he just thinks everything's a duck, and that's why he's so awkward.
That sounds so tragic. Like, that's some depressing shit, man.
He thinks the zombies are ducks too, so he's like, these are fine.
It's like, no, duck.
Just ducks.
Don't pet them. That was my...
That was your Kenny.
Yeah, that was my Kenny. That was the worst Kenny, I admit it. This is shit Kenny.
You
Oh,
weren't
man.
yelling like a raving lunatic. You have to fix that.
Duck! I can't. I have roommates, man. I can't... What the fuck you trying to do to me? Duck, you get away from that thing, Duck. I can't do it.
It sounds almost like more Brad Pitt, like a really like an angry Brad Pitt though, not like
My wife.
What was that also supposed to be Brad
No.
Pitt? Was that like your better?
That's supposed to be Piper. Wait, I can do Piper if you want.
Go
It's all about the
ahead.
story. You don't understand. So you.
What are you, like an old timey gangster? Yeah, see? Yeah.
Wait, hold on, John. So does this season end with Duck turning into an actual duck? Is this what you're getting at? Because he first hypnotizes into seeing things as ducks, and then he learns the duck language, has the ability to control ducks.
Wait, is he gonna be in New Mutants? Is he?
I want to see this happen, John. Please write this for us.
By the way, weird tangent on that. That New Mutants movie looks crazy. Like, I don't know what it is, but like they've cast Arya Stark. They've cast a girl from 13 Reasons Why. They cast Anya Taylor-Joy from The Witch. And the director the other day said it was a horror movie.
I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't.
I'm so excited, dude. I don't know what on earth this movie's gonna be, and apparently one of the guys from Stranger Things might be in it. Like, I'm super into this.
All right. Someone has to.
I don't know. It sounds great. It's just so ridiculous.
Check it out, dude.
Yeah, I think Arya Stark is playing Wolfsbane. I think. I forgot who Anya Taylor-Joy is playing, but this is literally nothing to do with The Walking Dead, though.
It's fine. We've taken 80 tangents. Now everyone in chat's just talking about ducks. It's kind of fucking great. Like,
it's like have you guys all seen that ClickHole article? Hang on a second.
Are you gonna leave a link?
I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna leave a link. This is my favorite ClickHole. Like, I don't even. What do you call this? It's like an adventure. And it's you're a single-celled organism. Can you evolve into a duck? And like it's hilarious. It's fucking hysterical. Like the process through which you need to go to eventually become a duck. And it's
no fucking way. Did you post that?
Yeah, it's in the fucking in the chat.
Hold on,
it's in it.
Fuck me, I want to see this.
With my terrible picture on my profile from like 4 years ago. I don't have a beard and I look like I'm a child.
Oh, this is even better. Where is it? I don't see it.
I'm looking at it at mine, it's there. I don't know if it went through or not.
You know what? I don't see it. If a duck shits in the woods, does it make a sound?
See, my whole chat stopped updating, I think, because I didn't see that one. Unless you just said that.
No, I just thought it'd be funny, but it wasn't. My first name is Cabana, guys. God damn it. I really just enjoy how we went into like a nice conversation and then like devolved into duckery. You know?
I'm gonna try to post this link again, see if it works this time. Can I just not post links here?
I don't know.
Maybe I just can't post links. Everybody should go just Google "you're a single-celled organism, can you evolve into a duck?" And just whenever you have like 20 minutes, just do it. It's on ClickHole. It's really top quality content that I think everybody will appreciate. Episode 4 DLC, Duck is meeting Lee and turning into a duck. Like, I'm about this.
This sounds too good to be true. Like, for fuck's sake. Wait, you're a single-celled organism. Can you turn into
evolve
a duck?
Into a duck. Or evolve into... Like, if you just search, like, what did I just search? I literally searched turn into a duck ClickHole, and it's the first thing.
I see
like,
it's... Let me see if I can post it, being, you know, chat leader or whatever. I don't know. Oh, hold
this is rivaled only by the ClickHole article of... Oh, what is this one called?
It won't let me do it.
People can find it if they want it. There's another great ClickHole one. Hang on.
Oh my god. I do like
murder,
this.
cheat, and fuck your way through Boston. And it's another one of these like adventure things.
Yeah.
it's top quality.
It's top tier. I'm gonna beat the holy duckity duck out of you. Is that Kenny saying that, or is that Duck? Because I feel like Kenny could also say that line.
I don't think
That's how great of an idea.
Kenny's voice to try an impression.
Wait, what?
Duck, you're right. God damn it.
Wait, can we all hear you do a Kenny voice?
I honestly don't remember his voice enough to even try it.
Just
like I'm thinking about Foghorn Leghorn right now. Like that's where I'm at.
Use me as your muse. You ready?
Like what? Hang on a second. Let me like pull up a Kenny line. And then, like, I'll give it a go. I need to just hear, like, 2 seconds of what this character actually sounds like.
I need to care for my family, Duck.
That was horrible.
Fuck you, you don't even know what he sounds like.
I still know that was horrible.
You don't even know. Okay, fine, go ahead.
All right, hang on. I'm pulling it up now.
Duck meets Kenny with the eye patch and quacks.
You know, I half expected to see Lee walk up next to you. You guys be like two peas in a pod. You can't
Oh,
fucking do that. You can't
damn.
kill my son. I can't see like this is fucking horrible. I don't
have
even
to,
know
yeah.
like I can't do it, man. I'm
It's
not a
late.
great
It's late
impression
over
guy.
there. It's fine.
But no, I know that was weak. I apologize. I will take full blame for ruining that.
Awesome K is like terrible.
Yeah, oh, it was the worst. It really
No,
was. Apparently,
I
my
thought it
trip was okay.
I thought it was 7 out of 5.
Here's a YouTube video called "The Best of Scumbag Clementine." That sounds great. Is it just all the asshole answers? Yes, it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
What the fuck, John? Why are you
Here's
doing
another
this?
one. Edgy Clem and Scumbag Hobby. That's a good one. Duck meat's nice in Singapore.
Don't eat our duck. Kenny needs him.
Jesus. All right. Well, Greg, do we have anything else to add here, or are we just about wrapping up?
I'm just about ready, guys. I gotta eat dinner. I'm like fucking delusional. I gotta go eat some duck, actually. No, that's dumb. Yeah, I'm done unless you have anything else to add.
No, I think I'm good. It's been a good talk. Though. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for agreeing to do this. I know it's really late over there, but it means a lot that you doing this. Thanks, dude.
No, it's totally fine. Maybe we can still do our E3 one at some point.
Yeah, if you guys want to see
2 weeks.
we'll figure something out. Let's do that. I'll figure out a way to record audio via maybe like this or Skype or some shit, and I'll like edit it together on my YouTube channel, which is a good plug.
Greg and I were we were supposed to do an E3 prediction video a month ago.
That's right. I fucked up though, guys.
Literally a month ago, and then Greg played Overwatch too late one night, and then canceled on me the next day because he was tired from playing Overwatch.
It's fucking 6 in the morning.
By the way, Ben, Mark, and I are 1-4 in our placement matches so far.
I'm not even placing this season. Fuck this season. I'm not doing it.
So like I'm only placing to get the fucking purple points.
Right.
And like we played the first 2 games, me and Ben 2-stacked, and people quit both of them.
Damn.
And we were just like, come on! Like we literally, by the way, played. We were waiting. Like we logged on at 7:59. Apparently, the season started at 8. So we literally watched it open up.
That sucks.
And in the very first game, like the first possible game of the season, 3 people quit.
Dude, just take a break. Just play Rhyme. I actually really want to check out like Rhyme, man.
I'm gonna play the last 5 just to place, and then I'm done. But I still need to play Prey. I finished the Witcher 3 DLC the other day, and that game was just a fucking masterpiece in every way, shape, and form. And like, just the ending of that DLC was incredible. Everything I possibly wanted and more from it. And I'm upset that game is over forever now. But it's fine, it's about the experience. I'm reading the books. Everybody should play Witcher 3 and the DLC because all of it's incredible. Cannot speak highly enough about that game. But
yeah. So I think you know what, Eric, we'll do an E3 video. I'll figure that out. But I just wanted to end the stream by just saying, thanks guys for watching, and thanks to an awesome chat. 258 comments. That's fucking great. Thanks for being so vocal and so fun. It really means a lot. Like we're just doing this for fun. We're just doing it because hey, we like Telltale stuff and we like Walking Dead. It was, but yeah, thanks guys for sticking it out this long. If you guys want to see more stuff, I got a YouTube channel. You guys can subscribe, whatever you want, and maybe you'll see an E3 video in the next couple weeks, foreseeable future kind of stuff. I don't know, Eric. I'll probably hit you up tomorrow. You want to like hang out?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. While I'm here, I have to plug my own channel because I'm here. I don't do video streams, but I'm a filmmaker. If you want to see some short films, just Google 2D Studios with no spaces into the YouTube search bar. It's the
porn.
number 2 D Studios. Greg, if he's ever so kind, can post a link in the description to my channel.
I
If
can
you don't have to check it
try.
out at all, it is very different content than this, but I'm here, so I felt like I had to say something.
Is that right? Is that it?
But
Because I can't post links for some reason. But 2D
yeah,
Studio.
that's
Okay.
it. No, that's
All
it.
right.
Just like put a link in the description later or something like
Yeah.
that. You could
Actually,
do.
I'll retroactively do that. Yeah.
But awesome. But no, thanks guys. This has been great.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Okay. Bye.